Hey, Shakur, hey, I hope you doing what makes you tick. I hope you ain't doing all no extra shit. You don't need all that extra shit. You better be doing what make you tick. I remember when you went to one of Crawford's camp and you did one of his trainings and you know, a full camp and stuff, man, and one of his training programs and shit, man, got in the fight and you look like...
Timothy Bradley is sounding the alarm, and he isn't mincing words. According to the Hall of Famer, Shakur Stevenson may be walking straight into disaster. Bradley has publicly exposed what he believes is a shockingly reckless habit inside Shakur's camp, one that could prove catastrophic with a dangerous puncher like Teofimo Lopez waiting on the other side of the ring. This isn't a minor oversight. Bradley sees it as a career-threatening gamble, and he's made it clear, if Shakur doesn't fix this immediately, he could be handing Teofimo the fight before the opening bell even rings.
And everything, did that help you prepare for big fights like this?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Training since February.
Absolutely. All right.
Can I ask you something?
What's up, man?
You want to sign a contract to fight my little brother?
And there we go. Yes. I will fight him right now, but they want to fight from January, February.
Hey, beat up right now. I'm going to sign a contract.
Know that. Stop the contract. Know that.
You ain't on there, baby.
Know that.
You ain't on there, baby.
Right now, nigga. Yeah.
So what exactly did Timothy Bradley see that set him off? It wasn't a flaw in Shakur's footwork or a lapse in his defensive brilliance. It was something happening before the gloves even went on. Bradley, who has been closely watching Shakur's preparation, noticed a disturbing pattern in the locker room. Instead of using fresh, professional-grade gauze and tape for each session, Shakur was reportedly cutting old wraps off his hands and retaping them for the next workout.
Man, what you doing with them wraps, man? Stop being cheap. Stop being cheap, man. I see you cutting off them damn wraps and then just taping them back on, man. That's how you messing up your damn hands. You messing up your hands because it ain't tight. The shit ain't tight. You can't get it tight. You putting a glove on.
To a casual observer, that might sound like harmless recycling. To an elite prizefighter, it's a cardinal sin. Bradley didn't hold back, calling Shakur out for being cheap despite earning elite-level money. The issue is basic physics. Old wraps lose elasticity and structure. They can no longer properly compress and stabilize the metacarpals, the small, fragile bones that absorb the impact of every punch. By reusing worn wraps, Shakur is effectively training with compromised protection. Bradley argued there is absolutely no excuse for this. With the money Shakur is making, a master professional hand wrapper should be flown in daily. Instead, Bradley sees an elite athlete treating the most important tools of his trade with the same care a casual gym member gives a borrowed towel. It's baffling, and it raises serious questions about discipline inside a camp that needs to be flawless.
That shit ain't tight. You should be getting your hands wrapped by a master professional hand wrapper every single day, bruh. You getting paid gravy. You getting paid gravy, dude. If you can't fly a dude out that's great with the damn hand wraps, man, that's what you need. If you got hand problems, bruh, and you need to keep your hands healthy, you need to hire somebody, man. All that damn money you making, bruh, hire somebody. Shit, tape it on some old ass wraps. What's going on? Come on. What we in elementary school? Come on, dog. Them hands need to be wrapped. You can't mess around and go into this fight with Teo. You can't. You cannot mess around and go into this fight with Teo and your hands is hurt, man. Shit, that's not gonna be a damn excuse. Hell no. This is a dude, man, Teofimo Lopez, bro. He been going at us. Yeah. And when I say at us, yeah, straight to our face. Saying monkeys and bananas and all this shit. All this racist stuff, bruh. This your chance to shut his ass up.
This criticism hits even harder when you consider who Shakur Stevenson is. He isn't just any fighter. He's a fighter with documented fragile hands. This isn't rumor or speculation. Shakur himself has openly admitted in interviews with outlets like The Ring that his body can no longer handle a busy fight schedule. He stated plainly that, because of his hands, fans shouldn't expect to see him more than twice a year. Let that sink in. He's in his 20s, supposedly in his physical prime, yet already managing his career like an aging veteran. He has undergone surgeries and spends hours in therapy just to keep his hands functional. Sports Illustrated has even noted that Shakur's hands may be the biggest threat to his reign, not his opponents.
Shit, but this ain't gonna be no easy task. This dude here coming to bag up every single word he said. Every word he said. And you get in there and you play, and your hands ain't right, bruh, and you ain't in there being a little bit of Pookie with a little bit of Shakur, but you gonna have to bring everything out against this dude, Teofimo Lopez, cause he coming for your ass in every single way. Every damn way, Shakur, I'm telling you. He gonna box your ass a little bit, he gonna pressure you, he gonna change speeds on your ass. I'm telling you, man, this dude is coming for your ass. You better be ready, but you don't need to be doing all that extra shit if it's gonna weaken you. If you ain't gonna be at your full potential, man. For real. You don't need to be doing all this extra shit. And get a hair wrap, dude.
When you combine that medical history with Bradley's accusation, the situation shifts from cheap to outright reckless. If you know your hands are prone to breaking, if you know you need surgery and daily therapy just to compete, why would you cut corners on the one piece of equipment designed to protect them? It's like a race car driver knowingly entering a championship race on bald tires to save money in the pit lane. One mistimed punch with reused wraps could re-injure those fragile bones, leading to an in-fight breakdown or even permanent decline.
So people think the fight with Teo is either going to be you delivering a masterclass,
or a knockout by Teo.
yeah, or you getting into some type of brawl with Teo and end up getting knocked out, right? What are fans getting wrong about the matchup?
I think the fans is getting wrong about the matchup is where I'm not sleeping on that I know about Teo. Teo's a good boxer.
Mm-hmm.
He's boxer first. So we could say, oh, he's just going to knock you out. Or he's just going to... That's not him. He's boxing first. He's going to want to establish distance and range on the outside and try to beat me up on the outside. So I think that's the main thing. And also the biggest thing that everybody don't realize with me, I could punch. Everybody say, oh, he can't punch, and then boom, crack somebody, and then they laying down, or something may happen to where they hurt or something like that. So I think that's two big things where they don't understand.
Bradley's warning didn't stop with hand wraps. He also pointed to a troubling pattern in Shakur's preparation, the tendency to abandon what works. He referenced a specific example that should still haunt Shakur's camp, the fight against Edwin de los Santos. In the build-up, Shakur chose to change everything. He went to train with Terence Crawford, arguably the pound-for-pound best in the world, and attempted to adopt Crawford's grueling regimen. On paper, it sounded elite. In reality, it backfired. Bradley noted that Shakur looked drained, sluggish, and hesitant in the fight. He wasn't himself. The reason? Overtraining. His body wasn't adapted to the new workload. He burned his best performance in the gym.
Hey, Shakur, hey, I hope you doing what makes you tick. I hope you ain't doing all no extra shit. You don't need all that extra shit. You better be doing what make you tick. I remember when you went to one of Crawford's camp and you did one of his trainings and you know, a full camp and stuff, man, and one of his training programs and shit, man, got in the fight, and you look like shit, man. You look like hell. That was that Nocatila fight, man. You were like, man, I done stuff I ain't never done before. All this stuff, man. You don't need all of that shit, man. You need to do what make you tick, man. I know this fight is big. I know you can add a little bit of something, but man, if you overworking yourself, man, and you ain't gonna be rested, man, if you ain't resting your hands, taking care of what you need to take care of.
Bradley believes he's seeing history repeat itself. His advice is simple: do what makes you tick. Don't add unnecessary extras just because the Teofimo fight is massive. When facing danger, fighters often feel tempted to reinvent themselves, to train harder, longer, and heavier than ever before. But for a finesse technician like Shakur, that approach can be fatal. If he enters the ring against Teofimo Lopez overtrained, fatigued, and with questionable hand protection, Bradley believes he's walking into a slaughter. The Crawford experiment already delivered the lesson: stay in your lane. The concern now is that Shakur may be drifting out of it again.
You don't have to answer,
Okay.
but I'm curious if you will answer it.
Yes.
Most overrated boxer right now.
Most overrated boxer right now.
You could go all time, I guess, if you wanted to.
I'll just say it. I think Shakur Stevenson. who I'm gonna be facing. I think he's overrated. I think so. Yeah. He's been decreasing on his style. Yeah, but people amp it up like he's really got the goods. I'm looking forward to us finally facing in that square circle and really showing the world, but I'm really gonna.
And we have to be clear about who stands across the ring. This isn't a quiet chess match against a cautious opponent. This is Teofimo Lopez. The stakes have gone beyond boxing and into something deeply personal. Teofimo has escalated the rhetoric to a dangerous level, allegedly using racially charged language involving monkeys and bananas, comments that have enraged Shakur and his team.
I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out. How I see this fight being played out is with me pretty much setting that momentum for the people out there as well. Not really trying to force for it. However, I can't be too technical with Shakur. You got to make it a little ugly. You got to make it a little ugly. If you try to be too technical with Shakur, it could be too long of a weighted chess match. Certain people don't want to see that. They don't want to see pop shots. You know what I mean? They want to see good action. I have yet to see, and I think you could attest with me, I don't think we have seen Shakur face anyone higher than who he's going to face next of me. So, I definitely, commend him at least for stepping up to the plate. But I think it's time. I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
You really believe that, because everyone will say, oh man, Shakur is probably one of the best defensive fighters in the game. You really believe you can stop Shakur Stevenson?
Yes.
Bradley highlighted this factor as well. Shakur now carries the emotional burden of silencing a man who crossed a racial line. But emotion cuts both ways. Teofimo Lopez isn't just loud, he's chaotic, explosive, and unpredictable. Bradley described him as a fighter who changes rhythm, applies pressure, and brings disorder into the ring. That chaos breaks structured boxers. If Shakur enters this fight emotionally compromised, looking for revenge rather than precision, his hands must be 100% reliable. You cannot punish Teofimo if you hesitate every time you throw a left because of pain. Teofimo is coming to back up his words with force. He plans to bully Shakur. And if Shakur's hands fail early due to careless preparation, he won't be able to keep Teofimo off him. Defensive brilliance means nothing if you can't answer back with authority.
I think it's one of those matches where you're sitting there and you're saying, how good is Shakur Stevenson? How good is he? I hear a lot of people talking about him, but how good is he? He's already accomplished or is a 3-division world champion already, 126, 130, 135. He has a chance to be, what, 4-division world champion already in his career? Man, I mean, look, I think it's a great opportunity, but the fight just has to happen. Style matchup, you got a defensive wizard versus I want to say somewhat of a freak of nature. Let me get some props to Teofimo Lopez other than, bashing. Yeah. The kid has, on his biggest moments, has shown up. He has. He beat Taylor. He beat Lomachenko when everybody doubted him. And this is another opportunity that he likes. He likes these big old challenges. You know what I'm saying? To show up and defeat all the odds. So this is down his alley. Teo is very selective when he chooses to fight these men, So we gonna see if according to his calculations, if this is the right move. We gonna see.
This leads to one of Bradley's most interesting pieces of advice. He said Shakur needs a little Pookie and Ray for this fight. A colorful way of saying Olympic polish won't be enough. He needs grit. He needs edge. This fight is going to get ugly. It's going to get physical. But here's the paradox. You can't fight with street mentality if your preparation is corporate cheap. To stand your ground and trade when necessary, you need absolute trust in your body. You need to know that when you land clean, your hand...
See, what Teofimo Lopez is, bro, he's a hell of an athlete, man. And he contort his body in different ways, in different times, you know what I mean, to create offense for himself. Seriously, I'm sitting there watching him against Sandor Martin, and I'm watching this guy figuring it out. Yeah, distance, distance definitely, when a guy was able to maintain distance, yes, it becomes challenging for Teo. It does. But the thing is with Teo is he's a risk taker. All right. And the thing that I know about Shakur Stevenson is that Shakur has to be on balance. Shakur has to feel safe because he's a defensive first type of fighter. And Shakur won't deploy any offense unless he truly feels he's going to land. So with that being said, it's like Teo, when he's attacking you and he's coming from these weird, odd angles, Teo is not afraid to get hit with a shot. He's not afraid of that, right? Teo can adjust his balance as he's attacking you. Adjust his punches as he's attacking you. So, when Shakur is trying to step out on that line, right? When he's trying to get his distance, move left or right, when he gets along the ropes, or, when he's stepping back, you know what I'm saying? Teo is going to be following.
Bradley is telling Shakur to fully professionalize his camp so he can unleash that raw side in the ring. You can't be a savage between the ropes if you're being a miser in the locker room. That Pookie and Ray energy requires elite, no expense spared preparation. Shakur has the talent to shut Teofimo up and vindicate everyone offended by his words. But talent needs the right vessel. Right now, that vessel is being held together with reused tape. The fact that a Hall of Famer had to publicly shame a world-class champion into wrapping his hands properly is staggering.
It ain't gonna be easy. This is a challenging fight. Shakur know this fight gonna be challenging, and that's the reason why he's taking it, because he wants to prove to everybody that he's the best or one of the best fighters in the world. Shakur ain't trying to hover at the pound for pound around the damn 8, 7. Teo ain't on the pound for pound list, but Shakur is. But Shakur ain't trying to hover around 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? Shakur want to be number one. Shakur trying to pass up Crawford. Shakur trying to pass up Inoue. Shakur trying to pass up Usyk. Shakur trying to be right on Bam's ass like, hey, I'm here. Yeah, with a win right here. Woo, man. Come on. Yes, this gonna move him. This gonna move him up that damn pound for pound where Shakur wants to be. That's the reason why he taking on this damn challenge right here. And of course, Teofimo Lopez, you know what I mean? He wants to fight Shakur because he wants to prove he's the best. Right now, look, everybody's been saying nobody can beat. Well, I know I've been saying it. Nobody can beat Shakur Stevenson. I don't think it's very few guys that can beat this guy, man. Very few guys, man, that I think that may give him some issues, but not beat him, because it's hard to outthink this dude, right?
If Shakur Stevenson loses this fight, people will search for explanations. They'll blame the strategy, the judges, or the weight cut. But Timothy Bradley has already given us the real blueprint. If Shakur's output fades mid-fight, if he winces after landing a jab, or if he hesitates to let his hands go, we'll know exactly why. It won't be because Teofimo was better. It will be because Shakur wouldn't invest in professional hand wrapping. This is a wake-up call. Shakur has the world in front of him, but he may be tripping over his own preparation. The question is simple. Will he listen, hire the specialists, and protect those glass hands like the priceless assets they are? Or will he walk into the ring against a monster like Teofimo Lopez, hoping yesterday's tape can hold his future together? There are no do-overs in this sport. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss what's next. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next